St. Louis is a great place to come and study pollinators and pollination. We have an incredible team that happened to occur in this environment, in this city.
There's a lot of folks here who study pollination biology, and you don't necessarily have that in other cities. We have collaborators as well with the Missouri Botanical Garden and the St. Louis Zoo, who are also very important in terms of conservation and bringing that angle to the project.
I'm a professor of biology at St. Louis University. My main research focuses on the diversity and ecology of insect pollinators in urban environments.
I work at Webster University, and I'm one of the PIs on the program. We have actually 7 of us from a whole bunch of different institutions in the city, which has been a blast to work with all these different people.
My role is completing all of the behavioral parts. How are the bees and flies behaving on the flowers, and how might that be contributing to pollination?
We, as scientists, are not separate from our communities, not just bee communities, but people, human communities. What we're trying to do is understand what decisions we as humans make and how that influences the bees that are found in a garden or in an orchard, and then what that means for the reproductive success.
Urban orchards are growing, and in St. Louis, we're up to over 50 of them, thanks to Seed St. Louis and Dean Gunderson. But one aspect of those urban orchards, because they tend to be so small, is that the fruit production is great some years and poor other years. And we're really looking at ways of making that better. How are we going to maximize this fruit production?
Seed St. Louis basically works to help people that want to grow their own food. So we work with about 250 different community groups right now around the St. Louis region that are growing their own food for some sort of community benefit.
We really have to look at both the pollinators and the plants and the surrounding area. We're interested in the pollinators because St. Louis has a huge diversity of bees, which is something that Gerardo Camilo has been working on for years, and putting that into a socioeconomic framework of what the land around is doing for those bees.
We have experts and people that are tending to each single step of the entire pollination process, all the way from the emergence of a flower bud to the moment that you pick that apple or that fruit from the tree.
So it's really exciting to be able to take all these different sites, to be able to pull data together, and then hopefully to be able to take that data to then improve and reinforce the education that we're doing out to the full network of 250 groups to help them improve what they're already doing.
So if we can find really simple ways that volunteer-run community gardens can implement that can provide a greater fruit production, then that's a huge win.